Hello everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Realms, and for a very special edition of Beyond the Realms we have HORRORSBALL back again, our good friend, and of course Jason, and I am Jay, by the way, or Crazy.
And actually it's Beyond the HORRORSBALL tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, once again, man, it's good to have you
Great
on.
to have you.
Yes.
Great to be here.
And you know, usually our channels, man, we don't really go out of our way to complain or, I guess you could say, be negative or ruffle feathers or, you know, talk bad about things. But sometimes there comes a point where you have to take the gloves off and have a no-holds-barred discussion. And tonight, that is exactly what we are going to do here on Beyond the HORRORSBALL.
And the cool thing is we're also, if you hear in the background faintly, we're going to be showcasing some of our favorite bands' music in the background.
Yeah.
Right now you can hear the great Chris Cornell, one of my favorite bands, Soundgarden. This is a song called Beyond the Wheel. So we'll kind of like, in between, kind of maybe, we basically each pick songs that we like, and we'll mention that while we're talking. Mention some music and bands that we like.
To go along with this.
Along with
the playlist.
Yeah. So maybe it might turn you on to some bands, or it'll kind of show you guys our musical taste. So mixing up our love of film and music. So.
Yeah.
And we are also drinking some Dragon's Milk tonight, which we have had on another
November?
episode of Beyond the HORRORSBALL.
Yeah, we tend to feature some beer occasionally.
Occasionally.
Segments.
Good beer.
And so tonight, you know, this is pretty much going to be a roundtable discussion, but we've been talking about some things that we just want to get off our chest, and we really want to get your opinions on this. And I know we're going to get some negative feedback from this, and that's okay too.
Well, we're honest people. I mean,
we're being honest, man, and,
Yeah.
I don't think we're being unfair to these situations. It's like sometimes, man, you just have to let it
been
out.
brewing.
It's stuff that I think the three of us feel strong enough about, that bothers us enough that we feel it's worthy to comment
And
on.
general fandom too, really, is what it has to do with.
But before we do this, guys, let's say charge.
Charge.
To the Dragon's Milk.
Charge, guys.
Charge to everybody out there. Drinking from the teat of the dragon once again. It's so great, man.
I'm glad I got it.
Highly
I'm gonna
recommend
save that
this.
bottle.
Highly recommend
Man,
this.
that's some of the best I've ever had.
So
Feels good on the steed.
tonight,
Yeah.
first on the chopping block here, on the No Holds Barred Beyond the HORRORSBALL, is Linda Blair in particular.
And her convention behavior or activity.
Yeah.
Not just, we'll get into her acting career possibly, but in particular the convention, her activity and convention.
At the convention.
So, okay, I'm going to start this off with the very first experience that I saw personally with Linda Blair. This would have been 2009. 2009 Fright Night Film Fest in Louisville, Kentucky. I was there and I was hearing things about her having an agent there, or a guard, or a protector, whatever you want to call it, watching the crowd. And having this person ask people to delete pictures that they were taking of her at her table. And I couldn't believe it. Like, I was like, there's no way this is happening. So I walked over by there and I saw it firsthand. There was somebody literally standing by her table like this. And they were watching the whole crowd. And as soon as somebody would take a picture of her at her table, they would walk over and say, you need to delete that right now. That is fucking ridiculous, man. And then, after that, another experience I had the next year at Fright Night Film Festival, I see this couple that is like excited to meet her. I'm standing around just kind of watching the vibe. I'm filming things for the channel back in the day. And this couple is like really excited, man. They're all giddy. They're like, oh man, you know. And they get up to her, and she's like, I need a break from you people for a minute. And she gets on her phone and starts watching something on YouTube. It's like, dude, I'm sorry, there's no way around that. You're a fucking cunt.
Say that phrase again. What she said again.
I need a break from you people.
Like the subhumans?
That was her exact fucking words, and I saw it myself, man. I mean, that's what it's like, dude, fuck her.
I don't think any of us, honestly, guys, in normal conversation, and this is honest, behind camera. We don't drop the C word very often.
Yeah,
I think this is very
appropriate.
Very appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
dude, that just goes beyond ridiculous, man.
Especially the people who, like we talked about, who pay for her career. Like this is what she does now. What is she? The Exorcist. The Exorcist. That she is living off of that film. I mean, right now, and then you people. So what? We're subhuman scum who want who want her autograph. Like we're so below that.
But she has no problem to keep doing conventions and taking from us people.
From us
It's
people.
a total double standard, like I said, disrespecting why she's there to begin with.
Yeah.
It's pretentious, it's elitist.
Yeah.
And ultimately, sum it up, it's a slap in the face to really the whole meaning of the convention and other guests who truly appreciate
the fans.
why we're there. And we've talked before on a more positive note, even just earlier tonight, of good experiences we've had with guests.
Yeah.
Which to me is 100% of the time. I mean, you guys have had
It's but very rare. It's still
very rare that
Yeah.
you have a bad experience. Honestly, I've never had one bad experience because I never met Linda Blair. That's why I have a perfect record. But it's disrespectful to the whole what it's all about. I mean, meeting someone that you admire and them being grateful to you for contributing to the success of their career.
Yeah.
And especially, she's a quintessential example of someone who's rides like a whore on a desperate.
She's living off the Exorcist.
Living
Totally.
It's the one thing she's done that's worth a shit, honestly, when you look at it truthfully. I mean, she's done a lot of other things, but really, what has she done that is truthfully good? Nothing. Really, nothing.
Someone out there is going to yell Savage Streets.
Yeah,
Someone is going to yell
Hell
Night, which is fine. If you guys disagree with us, comment.
But I'm talking like a film that would be classically considered
legitimate.
Legitimate. Yeah.
The Exorcist.
What song are we listening to right now?
Oh, this is I picked this pick. This is Ghost, one of the newer bands out, Swedish doom metal. But this album is Infestissimo. It's pop rock, and I absolutely love these bands. Love this band.
Cool band.
This and their first album, Opus Eponymous, are absolutely amazing. They're one of my favorite new bands.
Good
I can't.
stuff.
Yeah,
great
addicting
live band.
very theatrical, like horror metal style. It's amazing.
The music may surprise you when you
Yeah.
take a look at them.
Yeah, and they're considered black metal too, but it is
Not
not.
really.
No, it's
More like-
pop rock.
It is rock.
It's crazy.
So it's kind of a dichotomy with their look and
their
music.
lyrics.
Yeah. But anyway, back to.
So yeah, like tonight, my wife really wanted to meet Linda Blair. I was not thrilled about it whatsoever. And we went to meet her, and it was $30 for an autograph, $30 for a picture with your own camera. And I've always been against photo ops, which this isn't particularly
It's not a
photo
professional.
op.
At least a photo op is like professional.
Yeah,
It's
this
a
is
really,
with your own
like
fucking
explain
camera.
this own camera shit.
Yeah.
Like, they don't
This
want
is-
you being 20 feet away, like taking a picture. I mean, it's just.
And the thing is, okay, I'm paying $30 to take a picture with my iPhone, and they had to take it. Okay, well, as she's signing our Blu-ray, I'm taking a picture of her signing it. Right as she's signing it, I got the picture, but it was just in time because as soon as I snapped it, her handler went like this and put her hand right over top of it to where I couldn't get a picture of it and then pull it back. Like she thought she got it in time, but she didn't. I actually got it, but come on, dude, seriously. That's just crap, man. I mean, if you're paying $30 for a picture of your own camera, you should be able to get up and take a picture.
Do whatever you want.
Up her nose if you want to.
Yeah.
Take a picture of her eyeball. But dude, you're paying $30 for your own
And we gotta
camera.
say, because someone might bring this up. Yes, she, as far as they know, all her proceeds go to her charity, the animal rights shelter, or whatever.
Man.
But that is not an excuse
No.
to treat your fans like absolute garbage.
Complete
No.
ass,
Frankly,
man.
I don't give a shit about her charity. Do I give a shit about animals? Of course I do.
Yeah.
I bought a severed cat head earlier today.
Yeah.
Obviously, I care about animals.
You do.
But I could care less about her charity.
It's
because-
preserving the memory of the animal.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
So, you know what I mean? Charity should not be an excuse
No.
to treat your fans.
That's exploitative.
It is,
Really.
and honestly, it's disrespect for the
To the
charity.
fan, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. And the song we're listening to now is one of my picks. This is Opeth, Master's Apprentice off Deliverance. I love this song. They're a progressive metal, rock, throwback, prog band. I don't even know how to describe them. They're indescribable. But this is one of their heavy, just hard-hitting, right out of the gate songs. I really love it. So yeah, that's as far as the music goes. So yeah, guys, the whole Linda Blair thing just really agitates me, man, because it's like, I don't know, if you have no respect for your family, I mean, she obviously has no respect for family.
And the thing is, she always has a big line. I mean,
I don't get that.
Despite this.
And it's because of the classic Exorcism. But see, I mean, really though, I think it's kind of slacking off. Because like, she had been there for a while. We walked up, we waited 5 minutes. Now, example, at 4 years ago, Friday Night Film Fest, she had like a 2-hour wait. So, I mean, I think that the word is getting around. And honestly, I hope that this video gets the word out more. That's kind of the point of it, because I think things need to be said more like this, man, because it's just not right.
No fan deserves to be treated like that.
This is about us sticking up for
everybody.
Conventions, families. I mean, there's families that... You know what I mean? You show your kid The Exorcist and you're in line. I see a lot of families in a line.
Oh. Then just to be like,
really? So just in case you guys didn't hear us, we collectively are calling Linda Blair a cunt.
I mean, honestly, there's no way around it. I mean...
I don't just throw that word out there. You have to
exactly.
You have to earn it.
Exactly.
She earned it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I may start an award on the Golden Horn Awards, the Cunt Award. And I'll name it the Linda Blair Award.
Yeah, the Linda Blair Cunt of the Year Award.
But the thing is, the problem is, I don't know if anyone else deserves it.
So she
gets the Lifetime Achievement.
And anybody that might be watching our this channel for the first time, found us through a search or whatever, you can go back through our videos. We're not into bashing.
No.
We're not into talking crap about
anybody
or doing something purposely provocative.
After meeting her today, it really brought up a lot of conversation, and posting a picture on Facebook brought up a lot of other people's experiences with her of this same thing. I've had friends that came out of the woodwork like, dude, listen to this experience, and would tell me, and it was exact things. Like, I had a friend that was threatened, like, Linda Blair actually tried to have them thrown out. This got my friend and his dad, because they took a picture 50 feet away of a blurry picture. They wouldn't erase it, so Linda Blair...
How many feet away?
50 feet away. And they tried to have her... She tried to have them thrown out of the convention over this. I mean, this is truthful stories, guys. Now, there might be positive stories. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's going to be many people that's going to say, no, this is crap. She's been great. And I'm sure she is. But the bottom line is, just these experiences we talked about, things I've seen firsthand, they're inexcusable. There's no way around it. She's a bitch,
just in it today, like you said,
No.
we've heard multiple stories.
I mean, and it goes on. It's kind of like with Tom Savini, too. Tom Savini's another one that gets a real bad rap. And I've had both experiences with him. I've had bad experiences. I've had good experiences. But he's never fucking completely disrespected me, like, on this level, or a fan that I've seen. I've never seen him saying, I need a break from you people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or, like, treating people like that. Like, oh, delete that. I'm fucking God. Don't take a picture of God over here unless you pay for it. That's, man, it's just, it's totally inexcusable. And yes, I technically paid for her autograph today, but like I said, my wife really wanted to meet her. I understand that. The way I look at it, she paid for the autograph. And honestly, I wasn't going to get in the picture. I did get in the picture, but it's only because Linda Blair's like, oh, okay, everybody get in here. And I was just like, it's... and the thing is, man, I always really wanted to meet her up until I saw how she was at Fright Night that time. And I don't care who you are, man. If you act that way...
Well, no one has a past to act that way. I don't care.
No, exactly, man. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter.
And the fact that it doesn't bother you, of that behavior, the repercussions of acting that way, that it doesn't even... She's not even thinking, like, how is this going to be perceived?
Yeah.
Like, totally oblivious to that.
No hindsight.
Like, exactly. Right?
Yeah, and it's like, and see that, like, this is the, like, I've heard those stories about it. That's why, like, I refuse to meet her. I don't care.
Me too.
I'm never gonna
had
meet
multiple
her.
chances.
Never.
I never would have either, man. I never, if it wasn't for the situation, I never would have ever. This is the 4th show I've been at. She's been at, and every time I just walk right.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. It's like,
Because honestly,
ain't no one got time for that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because that's just, it's not right to treat people like that.
I mean, if you've had a good experience with her, let us know.
Yeah.
That's not going to change our
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
But if you kind of echo our sentiments, let us know.
Yeah, exactly.
And if there's someone else that kind of basically this is about
a sound off.
Yeah, about just come on, you know. And the point of this is that, and we've talked about, I think, the positives enough, and I know I have on my show, of great people that you meet that are just genuinely. We were talking about Al Cliver earlier.
Yeah. Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
I mean, amazing.
Al Cliver was brought to tears.
Tatiana McCall.
Yeah.
Tyler Maine, I met him today, and he was amazing.
Yeah. So
Very
the point is, 99.9% of people you meet are just
awesome,
appreciative,
and care.
Amazing people. I've had just.
Yeah.
You know, this is the point is. We don't want to put out Linda Blair. It's uncalled for.
And the word needs to be out there more. You know, I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, this needs to be talked about.
Most people that would probably watching this video has heard stories, but my hope is somebody that really wants to meet her that thinks she's like gold.
Hopefully,
we're
discouraging it.
I honestly don't think people should give her fucking money.
Don't waste.
No,
I don't care what it's going to.
Exactly. No, fuck her dogs.
I agree.
I mean, it's just crazy.
Spend it on Tyler Maine, man. Spend it on
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper, man. Spend it on the Night of the Creeps cast.
John Dugan.
John Dugan.
Even a picture with Gary Busey.
Spend it on Gary fucking
Busey,
man.
Spend it on him.
And he's not nice.
He might creep you out, but he's not a cunt.
No. He's still, he cares to, I mean, he's true.
Call him what you will.
Yeah.
So continuing off the roundtable, guys, and kind of switching gears here, which we are still jamming on Opeth now.
This is still Opeth.
Yeah, which they're known for long songs.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
I hate bands that play long songs.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrible.
It's between the very...
While we're bitching.
I can't stand that.
So we'll continue on with our music talk as we're doing this, but another thing that we wanted to talk about, kind of no holds barred, gloves off, and this comes with talking about horror magazines in general. Past, present, future, what have you with magazines. Now, I always grew up with
We were talking about this earlier, so that's why we're kind of bringing this up.
Yeah, and this is another one where I think, you know, it's kind of things we need to talk about where most of this stuff is probably, you know, most people know this stuff, but I don't know, I think it'd be a good discussion for the three of us to have. You know, when it comes to horror magazines, with me, I grew up with Fangoria, man. I can remember buying... when Nightmare on Elm Street 4 came out, Freddy on the cover, man, I remember having that and I was like, oh my god, you know, it was just amazing. I remember having Halloween 4 with Michael Myers on the cover, the original, you know, back when it came out, buying it off the shelf. You know, my parents were very
liberal.
They're conservative parents, but they were very liberal when it came to the horror stuff, where I know you had a very opposite experience.
I am liberal.
Yeah, you were liberal, but I mean, you know, growing up with Fangoria, man, that was like the ultimate magazine, and things really changed as things went on. So, you know, I mean, really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there was a big shift, and we'll go into more of that. So, what was your experience, Tom, with horror magazines?
The magazines for me, I remember, like, obviously Fangoria was, like, around a long time. That was the first magazine I had purchased ever, you know, as a horror thing. But the first magazine I really loved was definitely Rumor magazine, which came much later than Fangoria. That's really the first magazine I really fell in love with. It was based out of Toronto, Canada, which is, you know, somewhat close to where I live. So it was kind of had that regional thing. And we're listening right now to a band, Anathema, which is a big,
good stuff, atmosphere.
Big band of mine. Influence on the early part of my band, Where She Wept. They started off as kind of like a gothic doom band, which is. This song right here was on their album called The Silent Enigma, and they kind of morphed into kind of like a dark Pink Floyd band. But anyway, they're still around. I'm actually going to see them for the first time in a couple months. So Anathema, they're from the UK, so you listen to them right now. But Rumor magazine was really cool. They were kind of different than Fangoria. At the time, they were kind of really into the indie scene. They were bringing a lot of Euro films into it.
They kind of have a more scholarly writing.
It was very well written.
Yeah,
it was
more
It
educated.
was
very
the magazine itself was nice. Like
it's beautiful,
glossy, big picture. It was bigger than Fangoria. Like it was kind of oversized.
Yeah. It really,
it had a lot. It also did like horror books, horror music. It wasn't just films. So anyway, I loved it. I mean, I didn't subscribe to it, but I bought it every every month, and I was a huge fan of it. And Javanka Vukovic, who was the original editor, and she had left, and basically, and I brought this up before, I think it went downhill. We were kind of talking about problems we have with magazines, but first, that was like my first love. I like Horror Hound as well.
Yeah.
But what was your first magazine that was a Fangoria?
Fangoria, just I had this huge plastic crate full.
You guys
of
still have like?
Yeah.
No, I have piles.
I
of
have
my
some. I mean, I have some hanging on my walls.
But you guys don't have like I got like all those remarks still.
Really?
Oh,
I got rid of a lot of them.
I got some Fangorias. Like I got a pile of them.
So yours was Fangoria though too?
Well, yeah, whenever I was younger and going to the stores, I loved the horror films. Like, of course, watched them all those times, and seeing the magazines with them was like, I gotta get this. It's amazing, and it's that was another gateway kind of into even more the deeper into horror even.
Yeah.
Like seeing like Halloween 4 right up, Halloween 5 right up.
And just being able
great,
to
man.
buy something on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
About something you love. It's just,
Awesome.
As opposed to like you can't
all
open a
the
newspaper and
artwork,
see
yeah.
like new horror. And
No,
it's just-
and it's something
everything,
for horror fans,
Right.
and it was just like, that was another, besides Stephen King novels, was another beginning of my fandom.
Yeah.
And my mom was totally cool about that. They didn't care. They knew I knew what it was. I mean, I could totally take it, and that's what was cool. Was like they were totally fine with that. I mean, and I love that stuff, and that's another reason that contributed to me in being a huge fan. I mean, through and through.
It cemented everything.
Yeah,
Stuff
exactly.
like
That's
this,
what it
like
did.
you see what happens.
That's how. It's like it starts at that young age, and it just blossoms.
like a flower.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, exactly.
So then from there, what cemented us. Then there comes the downfall things, where with Fangoria.
Well, let's say this first. When's the last time you bought a physical copy of Meg?
A physical copy, probably 4 years, man.
I still buy physical copies.
So
I buy
still
digital now, but
I'm not even I'm not even going that route. I'm talking more so our problems that we're going to bring up.
Well, I still buy them.
publications.
Well, I mean, they're expensive, but I mean, I still like to have them.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's adds a lot, but I still like to have the physical copy.
I agree, man. I agree.
I love
that. And I don't want to lead this into the wrong. This isn't a talk about like the discussion of having the format of digital versus.
Physical.
I think more so leading into problems of certain publications. That we have.
Well, really like the downfall where horror magazines were like on a high, and the Fangoria, we're like Fangoria.
Yeah.
Well, Fangoria was also the one that
Yeah.
they
had a
fall
lot.
off.
It
Man.
did.
Like you kind of reached the mid '90s, late '90s, and then they start covering stuff like
I know
Resident
you did
Evil. I know you did. I mean, they're throwing all this.
They
shit.
went on a big focus on mainstream.
They even here in the
obscure
2000s
stuff.
through Twilight on the cover, man. It's like
Really?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm don't quote me on that. Somebody's gonna probably
Someone's
say I'm wrong,
like
but I'm
ready.
almost positive. Yeah, I'm almost positive there was
Is he
a
gonna
cut.
stand back?
But even if not, even if I'm totally wrong there was stuff like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like they were just trying, they were grasping for straws, man.
That's
and it's
what
like,
turned me off from Meg.
Yeah, me too.
it really, Tony
several
Timpone,
years.
the last, I don't know, man, 5-6 years of Tony Timpone was just disastrous for Fangoria. And really, man, it reached a point to where a lot of people gave up and just.
That's what I did.
Now that Timpone's been gone, Chris Alexander's been in a while, there's still a lot of people that thinks it's exactly how it was then, and it's totally the opposite now. It's like done a complete fucking 180.
It's awesome now.
Like it really did. Like it went totally down.
Like
And
full
I agree.
circle.
I quit reading it. I still read Rue Morgue some. I was never huge into Rue Morgue. You were a lot bigger than me, but I wasn't huge into. I liked it, but it still was just for me, Horror Hound, though, when Horror Hound magazine came out, I was like, wow, this is fucking awesome. I loved it because it had the nostalgia factor to it. And the thing is, man, very, very fan-oriented. And it's like everything that they do in that magazine, or at least did, because it's been a while since I've read it, but it's like everything that they really hit on, it was like, it was like, damn, dude, this is like what I like. And I think that that's why Horror Hound has gotten so huge so quick, man, because they've done that not only with their magazine, but also with their conventions.
Yeah.
They've really brought the fan aspect to both of those. You know, and that's why Horror Hound has basically taken the place of Fangoria as being not only the biggest magazine, but the biggest convention.
Yeah.
Fangoria had both of those on a lock. Even though they're not the first, Famous Monster Filmland is the first magazine, but Fangoria had the lock. Now it's the opposite. It's Horror Hound for conventions and magazines.
Yeah.
You know, but... You know, and also you can talk about the downfall of Rue Morgue, which you a little bit more on that than I am.
Yeah, there was a stretch where maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years, where every month I bought Rue Morgue and Horror Hound. And they were kind of a good, you know, they were balanced.
Yeah.
They were different enough. You know, Horror Hound, like you said, was more of the fan. Like they had that collector's, like they'd have a collector's spotlight. They would have a feature on a particular film. What would they call it? They would feature one film and have like 6 pages of one film. I forget what they
like
call
a
it.
retrospective.
Yeah, retrospective.
Yeah.
Their retrospectives were
They'd have
amazing.
like poster. There would be a VHS. They would feature a VHS label and show every release from a VHS, which is real like collector oriented, fan oriented. And Rue Morgue was a little more like a lot of reviews and like foreign, like, you know, it was a good balance of. So for like 3 or 4 years, I never missed a month of either one of those magazines.
You want to mention your song here?
I did. Yeah, this is still in that.
Oh, it's still
yeah, we got ourselves another long.
The
Europeans.
long songs.
Europeans,
man. They're awesome.
We'll announce yours when they come down next. But yeah, so I think we're going to kind of lead into problem, the reason why essentially we don't really buy it. You do still, but what, you can say this song before this year.
Yes, this is the Mighty Guar. One of their great. This is one of my favorite songs ever from them.
Hell of a live show if you've never seen Guar.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, one of the funnest live shows ever. But this is from the album Violence Is Right. But this is a live album from Live from Mount Fuji.
Dude, are you guys milking the dragon's milk? I've been long gone. This is almost gone. I'm ready to drag some more.
This is Immortal Corruptor, and this is an absolutely amazing song from beginning to end. The solos are incredible. It's just it's a dense. I mean, it's an amazing metal song. What I like,
is, man.
People criticize them for not being good musicians. And I'm like, well,
that's
are you serious?
That's not true.
That's true. Just
you
because
tried.
they wear
You
the
tried
mask.
playing
in a rubber
pound suit.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're great.
Fighting giant vaginas.
Giant, monsters. They're an amazing
squirting
band.
cocks.
Yeah.
Is there any left?
No, it's gone.
Okay, we're talking too much, man.
But
he's the best multitasker of any of us. In case you didn't know. So I have to like one at a time. So yeah, why I don't buy Rue Morgue anymore? I mean, honestly, I don't buy Horror Hound anymore. But and it has nothing to do with like the digital thing. Rue Morgue, to bring this is turning into a bitch session. It's Jovanka Vukovic, who's a gorgeous, talented lady. I talked about her film. She's an aspiring filmmaker. Captured Bird, check it out. Support that. But anyway, she left, but you know, I was disappointed because I really liked her. Ready to continue on with the magazine, continue buying it for another 6 months.
Yeah.
And but I could see with movies that they were featured. They always have like the cover, obviously you feature that film in the cover. In the rest of it slowly started going. She did a lot of like the Euro stuff, indie stuff. And it slowly started almost in not quite to the extent of Fangoria where it was like really mainstream stuff, but it was kind of going that route.
Yeah.
He was starting to do like just like a little more mainstream stuff. So you just slowly started to see a turn. And even with the quality of the writing within the magazine, you can kind of start to see. So I thought it was a well-written magazine, you know.
Yeah.
And the one thing that like turned it officially for me was the 1 month they reviewed a film. They would have like a section where it'd be like 8 or 9 reviews of films that came out that month or before. There was a Dead Girl, which I'm a big fan of that movie.
Yeah.
You guys, have you ever seen it? I know you're not a huge
It's
fan of it.
okay.
Thought it was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Anyway, that's besides the point. They did a review. They bashed it. Whatever. Right? It bothered me, but who cares?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I love that article. I forget what it was called, but just giving reviews. And this is kind of before the internet has really taken off. Where like now. You hear about a movie, it's all over the internet. Maybe Amazon, or like people like us. Or call around the road, hey man, you just fucking buy it. This is kind of where you still relied on magazines. So it's kind of just before the internet boom up where everything's out there. Facebook wasn't, I don't even know if it was like big at all.
No, MySpace
probably not.
not.
Yeah, and even then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is pre-internet where you know about a film from somebody. So so you still kind of relied on the magazine. Oh, what's this film? You know.
Yeah.
And so then basically, I don't know. That first review of Dead Girl was while Javanka was still there. So about a year later, I see Dead Girl in the same column, another review for it, which in and of itself is ridiculous to review a film for the second time in your magazine in a year.
Yeah,
of
that's
a movie
crazy, man.
of a movie that came out a year prior.
Yeah.
Well, number one, why are you reviewing it? It's supposed to be like more recent films.
Yeah.
Two, like, why are you reviewing it again?
Yeah.
For the record, they ripped into it again.
And bashing it again.
A different
Yeah,
reviewer. A
twice.
different
That's
reviewer.
just-
But here's the thing. This came out in a year. Pardon me for forgetting what, maybe 2 years ago. But it was in a year. I think it was the year that I pubbed so well, 2011. That's the year I always say I loved like 40 horror films.
Yeah.
So I mean, this wasn't a case where you're drawing blood from a stone. There just was nothing to talk about.
God.
I mean, you had
There's
tons,
so many other
dozens
things
of films that you can get out to your readers that you can, and not only that, to say
And they're just
you
like, fuck this, let's
Right.
bash this film.
Dead
like,
Girl
were
did
they
that.
struggling that much to find a film that, well, I guess we'll go back and, okay, we'll do Dead Girl again. No one will notice.
Yeah.
And it just really, to me, that was I was
We
already
didn't say
kind
enough
of,
shitty things about this.
yeah, I was already on the
Oh.
ropes anyway and that just knocked me out. And I haven't bought it since. I'm just kind of like, and that's the point is, I mean, you had all these other films that you can get your readers to get into.
Yeah.
And you do basically a rerun
Of Dead Girl.
of a film. You get some other writer to bash it. And I'm just like, so that's when I kind of knew, like, would Javanka let that happen? Like, and so unfortunately, I haven't bought one since. You know.
Yeah.
So
I understand that.
And man, I can't even really remember the last time I bought one. Like I know I bought a few since she left, but I just wasn't impressed, man. Like, the whole thing, man, that, you know, like, Rumor, I don't know, man, like, you know, I kind of mentioned, like, scholarly, and, like, they're more educated writers and schooled writers, but in a way, that kind of was off-putting to me in a way, too, at times, with some of their stuff. Like, where the Horror Hound and the Fangoria, it felt more like a fan writing it, is what I always felt with fan, especially Horror Hound, you know. And you know, but at the same time, man, I can't let Horror Hound off the hook either, man, because I also think some of the writing is oftentimes poor in the magazine.
That's a great point to bring up. It was, you know, kind of like
I
the opposite in times. It
I think
was
it's
kind
so
of like
hard.
It's kind of amateur.
It really is, and it's still like, I haven't read one in a while. Like, I haven't bought a Horror Hound in probably 3 years, and it's not that I don't want to. It's that all the fucking bookstores that had them, Borders, Barnes & Nobles, by me, is closed. Like, if I want to buy a Horror Hound, I got to drive 40, 45 minutes to get one. Fangoria, Rumor are available digitally. I can buy those digitally. Now, I'm like you. I prefer a physical copy. Like, the ones I have hanging on the wall here, I do.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, if I can buy this, right now we're listening to Personal Insult by Superjoint Ritual. Superjoint Ritual is a side project by Philip Anselmo, which is the lead singer of Pantera.
Philip H. Anselmo.
Yeah, Philip H. Anselmo.
The Mighty Phil.
Yeah, and this was during his complete drugged out years, but
This is amazing.
Superjoint Ritual is like one of the most brutal bands I've ever seen live. It's the most violent concert I've ever seen. They're amazing. Check them out. You don't hear about them anymore, but they're fucking awesome. But anyway, when it comes down to that stuff, it's like, I went ahead and I bought a Fangoria digitally, and I was like so impressed with it, man. Like, this is kind of like flipping on the upswing of that. Like, I talked about their downfall, but it's like, when I start reading it again after Chris Alexander took over, and this, isn't too long ago. He's taken over, what, a year or two ago at least? And it's like, damn, dude, they've really turned this magazine around. Like, I love the articles. They're kind of going the Horror Hound route where they're doing retrospectives and stuff. But, like, I know they've done stuff about, I'm pretty sure House by the Cemetery I've seen in one issue. And they've done a lot of stuff like that, on your lesser-known films, doing retrospectives, where Horror Hound will cover more of your mainstream films that everybody knows, which most people's going to know House by the Cemetery, too. But, I mean,
I want to say
they're
mainstream,
kind of digging
more like classic.
digging a little deeper. Yeah, and Fangoria is digging a little deeper on that. But also, man, they're covering a lot of indie stuff. They're covering a lot of foreign stuff, like different countries, and they're reviewing a lot of that stuff. And I don't know, man. Here on Beyond the Realms, I really always try to push the indie stuff, and I love seeing that. Like, when I went through their magazine after not buying one for so long, I was so fucking impressed, man. Like, totally blown away. And in my opinion, right now, out of what I prefer, Fangoria kind of takes the cake. Now, granted, I haven't read a Rue Morgan in a while. I haven't read a Horror Hound in a while, but I know I've seen...
Well, I already told you that Rue Morgan's done.
Yeah,
and Headbangers book, so therefore it is done.
I've seen a lot of these Horror Hound issues, like what they're doing and what the content is, and it's still kind of carrying on.
Sorry, I'm feeling the music.
Yeah.
Everybody at home.
Yeah, you got that gallop right there.
Yeah.
This song is always so brutal live.
Oh,
I saw it multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, him and
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I don't care, man.
Hey,
This is cool, man.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing.
The fans are hanging with us tonight. You know, this is our open-ended bitch session.
Assuming everyone's still watching after the
drop the C word 4 times. 36 minutes. Yeah, fuck it.
Well, living vicariously.
But you know, I think Horror Hound's kind of like still carrying on what they've done, and it works because people still buy it. But now they cover a lot of stuff with figures and
that's a cool
things.
angle too. That
it is. It really is, and because it's a huge market, man. People really love that stuff, eat it up. But my personal, what I want and what I like out of a magazine, out of seeing how all three are right now, in my opinion, Fangoria is on top once again, man. I mean, they are. I mean, I haven't
checked out a Fangoria
like what you like in horror, what you do in your channel, I'm telling you, man, you will really like what Fangoria is doing now. And I think a lot of fans would like, and that's what I said, man, I think a lot of people I talk to, they think Fangoria is still doing what they did when Tony Timpone was in. To where if you would pick up a Fangoria and look through it,
now
it's totally unrecognizable from the Tony Timpone era. It looks more like how it was in his early years when he still had ambition for it and really cared. And even before him, it looks like the old articles or old magazines when Zombie was on the cover and shit. Like, they're covering the indie stuff.
How about this?
They're covering, you know, just stuff that fans would really care to see.
I'm gonna make a promise right here.
Whoa!
To you.
Oh.
All right.
What month are we in right now?
July.
July. The year of our Lord 2013.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy the current issue of Fangoria magazine this week when I get back to my hometown.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Maybe I will Skype my feelings to you.
Yeah.
On your next, maybe like
maybe we can do a Skype video.
You can get my thoughts on the current thing.
That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna buy it
because the last one I bought had Lords of Salem on the cover.
That's a great issue.
But if I go home and I see the Evil Dead remake on the cover, Jason, I'm gonna be very upset.
Well, but that had that right before that it was on there.
I had that issue.
Okay, so I don't have to worry about
the
that.
thing is, man, I understand they still have to sell issues, and regardless of how I feel of the Evil Dead remake, there's a lot of fans that really dug it. But when you open the pages and see what else is
there's other good stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna see, man. There's a lot more layered things going on in that magazine nowadays, I think.
I gotta say, in case you're wondering, if you hear a little faint sound of a violin mixed with some heavy riffs, this is My Dying Bride.
Yes.
This is A Kiss to Remember, and definitely the #1 influence on my band, Where She Wept, and they are my Beatles. So they're also from the UK.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Their first several records featured an amazing violinist.
Oh,
which
I
just
love
added a somber, also beautiful
tone
effect to their
That's
album.
cool.
So this is My Dying Bride.
And I'm hooked on them, man.
Yeah.
So Crazy, I know you've read some recent article or issues of Fangoria. What do you have anything to add?
I love the new Fangoria too. Like, I fell off too. I didn't like it when it was in like the late '90s.
Yeah,
like
the late Timpone era.
Yeah, I did not like it. I mean, some issues, the issues were more missed than hit.
Oh, way more,
but they did have some good issues. You had to wade through it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I'm a big fan of Rue Morgan. I mean, their retrospectives I absolutely love.
Horror Hound?
No, I mean Rue Morgan. They have some great retrospectives.
Do they really?
They had the Thing retrospective they had was like 20-something.
I
They
forgot
had
about
like a
that,
feature.
yeah, the
Those
features, retrospectives.
They did a thing on horror podcasts and Dead Pits featured in that.
Yeah, they had the retrospectives they had were amazing, and you know, whenever I go to Barnes and Noble, I leaf through all the magazines, and I mean, I just can't get into the Horror Hound really. That's my least because I mean, the writing compared to Fangoria and Rue Morgue is just subpar.
The writing is.
And I understand the figure thing too, because I collect a few of those, but I'm just not huge into that.
I like that side of it though.
I mean, I
it has like a
understand
collectible side to it.
Yeah, and that's totally
and that's
cool.
like I said,
I wish we could combine all
of them into
So basically, if we
made a magazine,
it would be perfect.
Beyond the Horrorsball magazine.
Coming soon.
Did we just say that? Did we just become best friends?
I think so. I think
we have roof activities.
We need to cut each other and like or punch each
other.
Share
the blood, and be like.
So if we did make a magazine, it would be perfect.
Yeah, all three of our
because we're perfect.
Yeah.
Funky Twin Powers activate.
Yeah.
So anyway, give us your thoughts on these magazines. If you still buy magazines, if you've gone the digital route, if you agree with any of our points on our problems with any of these magazines.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this 40+ minute conversation.
Anything else?
No, I've got it put out, and we're riding at 40 minutes now, so I figure, we'll probably wrap this up. But guys, like I said, if this is your first time watching my channel or HORRORSBALL, Crazy here with Beyond the Realms, if this is the first time watching it, we are not into complaining and bashing,
this is actually a first.
Or calling cunts, but we really felt like this is something we needed to say.
Stewing.
We felt stewing. Like a stew.
Yeah.
It really did.
Simmering.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this.
It was awesome.
Something out of it. If you have a different opinion, please let us know. Comment.
Yeah.
I welcome it. Because we're very open-minded.
Whatever. That's what it's all about. That's what it should be.
And it's not about I'm right and you're wrong at all. I mean, tell us if you have a different opinion. And we like having that discussion with people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys will get in on the comments on this video too.
Yeah.
I want to say, if you're watching this and you're a big fan of Beyond the Realms, you've never seen HORRORSBALL, check it out.
Exactly.
And if you're a big fan of HORRORSBALL, and for some reason you have not seen Beyond the Realms yet, please. Obviously, you're watching your channel right now.
Yeah.
So, but
check out more videos.
Yeah. Support. He did a shout-out video recently. Check that out. Support all his channels.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I learned of some new channels from him. So, it's all about supporting each other.
Yeah.
So, despite our differences with the magazines, we still think they're all good for what they do.
What they do.
But at the end of the day, I think we can all say, fuck Linda Blair.
That's agreed.
I mean...
that's what it rounds about to.
Yeah. And I hate to do that, man, but it's just...
I don't hate to do it.
Yeah, but she's done it to herself.
She's earned it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Earned your stripes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Earn her bitch stripes.
And I'm never gonna meet her. I mean, obviously she doesn't care, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Thanks for staying this long.
We hope you enjoyed the
Let
discussion.
us know if you like any of these bands that we've talked about, or if you want to see anything like this again.
Yes.
Kind of mixing the music. Give us some
because
feedback.
we don't always get to meet up, but we meet up once or twice a year.
At least once a year, if not more.
And we like to do these videos. If you guys like this, let us know.
If you want to see something like this again, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys. Later.